Hello, lovelies. Yeah, taking a break from crochet again, and I thought I would attempt to dye some yarn. So I do have more than this, but this is 4 skeins of Kramer's Natural skeins. They are, let's see here, 49% U.S. alpaca, 49% U.S. superwashed merino wool, 2% polyester. There's 100 grams, and there's 180 yards per skein. I'll just see if I can put that up there. I got you kind of like at an angle. This is something new. And I need to pull, one of them, the tags had already fallen off, though this one actually looks different. We're going to throw that over there. So we're just going to do 3 because I'm thinking that's another, probably from a Hirschner's mystery thing. They don't have the names on them. So we're gonna do this. So what did I say the yardage was? So there's 180 yards each. So times that by 3 and you get a number. All right, so let's put the tags up there. These are the hanks. This is a worsted weight. And again, this is an unconventional tutorial because I don't know how to follow rules. So there's one. Oh, it's really soft. And what I first need to do, and I'm not going to show you all this stuff because it's boring, is to soak these in a mixture of, hold on, coming back, citric acid. I guess I should do it this way. Citric acid. And I'm also going to add some vinegar just for doubling down on it, because you could do vinegar but I'm going to do both. So I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to soak these guys for a little while, and then I'll come back, and then we'll pick a color. Alrighty, so put you on hold. See you in a sec. Alright, I put way too much citrus acid in here. I'm just going to dump some water in this pot and get this. I put some vinegar in there too, and I'm going to put both burners on high. We're going to have yarn for dinner. Yeah. And just kind of let that mix. I'm also going to pour the water that's in the bucket that the what do you call, hanks are in. And I don't know if you can't see up here, but I also have a pot. This is how I do the dips. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I'm stirring that up because I put some citrus acid in that, and I also put some vinegar in there. And we're going to turn that one on, and I'm making a mess. Got that on high because I think since I have that extra hank, that unidentifiable hank, I will throw that in the dip. This is the one that didn't have a label on it, and it's a little different than the other one. So all right, now we got to figure out colors. See how I don't plan anything ahead of time? just go with the flow with the dynamo. All right, now colors. What are we going to do with colors? All right, let's first figure out the dip color. And I got that one cooking. Let's try to untangle. I have no idea how many yards this is. It looks like it would be maybe a 3 weight. Is that considered an Aran weight? Am I on here? Okay. And we'll dip this. And I'll show you how I do it. I mean, don't take this. This is an unconventional tutorial as usual, because I don't follow rules. Never have, and probably never will. Let me put a little more water. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, so put a little more water in here. And even though I'm using a measuring cup, I'm not measuring anything. That's just for show, just to make it look professional. And I got my little sticky thing. I'm going to use that. And then another tool I have is one of these. I think I got this at the $1.25 store, just to help pick up the hanks. And then these are fire resistant plastic grippy guys. And they're really soft inside too. So these I do use because this shit gets hot. All right. Then I got another pan here that I'm not going to use. But we've got the, put you up a little bit. We got that pot over there. I could do maybe that. Does that work? Kind of, sort of, maybe? Let's see. Just disregard my messy kitchen. All right. So colors. On the 3 hanks that I'm doing, I might sprinkle different colors, depending on how I lay it out. And then on that one, I'm going to use 1 color, but I'm going to dip it. Or I could add a color and then dip it to a darker color. Let's try that. All right, so I'm going to start with ecru. And don't do this at home without gloves and a respirator. I'm going to hold my breath. Can you see what I'm doing here? I'm just literally dropping some of that ecru in there, but I stood away from it, and you really shouldn't do that without a mask. This stuff is acid dye. So we're going to mix the ecru in there. And as I'm dipping it, I'm going to add darker colors. I don't know. We'll see how that works. I might be doing that backwards. But we'll give it a shot, right? I love to experiment. Yeah, it looks like it's dissolving. That's getting hot, so that's good. This is steamy. And let's see. Let me I'm going to put you on pause and wring out my ringer thingers, my hankies. Hold on. Okay, so I put 1 in there, and I don't know why I'm wringing them out, because I'm just putting them in water anyway. But yeah, let's just do this. Again, this is completely unconventional. All right. So basically, you really should wring them out, I guess, because you want the dyes to go into them. But I'm putting it in half and then laying it down. Then what do I do with the, okay, so I want to put another one in here, so I want to do 3. And I'm sure any of y'all that do dye yarn are cringing right now because I'm doing everything wrong. So let's drop that in there. I want that was hot, hence why I should be wearing those gloves. All right, so I want this piece to go around there. Oh, I must have touched something purple because that has purple on there. I don't know if you could see that. I don't think I touched anything purple. Well, whatever. We'll just put purple up there. All right. And then I'm just going to pour this on top. I don't know. That's got more vinegar and acid and stuff. Okay, so let's try this. I got to turn that down. That stuff is boiling. And our other one's getting hot. All right. Well, since I got some purple dye on the top of there, I don't know if you could, yeah, you can see it. I should put a light on. Hold on. I don't know if that helps any. Yeah, a typical trait of my family is that we do things in the dark. So I don't know where that came about, but I guess Grandpa always telling us, turn the lights out, turn the lights out. All right, so I used ecru. I'm going to put that there, and I think I'm going to go from ecru to, let's see, we got chestnut brown, and, all right, so we got chestnut brown and brown. So those are the next 2 colors. So I'm going to go from that to chestnut to regular brown. So we're going to put those aside. And since I've already got purple up here, let's sprinkle some purple. And again, do not do this at home, children. I'm literally Just sprinkling some purple on the top because I've already got some purple on the top. I really need to get more dyes. All right. And who doesn't love purple? Well, a few people. I happen to love it. And I'm put that up here so I know what I'm using. Okay. After the purple, and I'm hoping that that's going to saturate through the underneath. I don't care that it's completely the same. I like things then when they're a little bit more, what's the word you guys use, where it's tonal, I guess, is that the word? All right, so I put a lot of purple in there, but I do see that it's not going into the yarns, underneath yarns. So I'm just going to squish that down a little bit more. Oh yeah, see how that's not going in there? Let's squish it. Squish it, squish it, squish it. And again, you're all cringing because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but we'll see what happens. I don't really care. I'm just doing this for fun. Something to do, but I do see that it's not really, it grabbed the top. It dyed the top part, but it didn't penetrate through. So I'll have to do like what Thriss does where she and Melissa as well. They flip them over. We'll maybe try that. All right, so that was the first color. So I'll keep those colors separate, but I am wanting to push this down to try to get more color on the underneath part. Oh, I love how it's spreading out into that. Isn't that cool? This is so much fun. If you guys haven't tried this, it really is fun. I'm turning them down again because they're boiling. It really is a lot of fun. Just please don't do as I say, not as I do. Do wear a mask. I have a air respiratory, huge like EPA respiratory mask for this, but and gloves is always smart. All right, so we've got sort of a purple. Let's go with the black. Let's go for the black on this other end. What do you think? All right. I don't know if you could see, but I'm just going to sprinkle some black in here. Then we'll find a cool color for the inside. Little black, little dab will do ya. This is another way to waste your dyes, so it's not smart. You should measure shit up. But try to push that down more quickly than I did the other one because I think I lost a lot of dye in the purple because I didn't do it right away. I think. Just trying to work that in. Oh, I'll tell you the truth. I might not even add another color. Hope you can hear me because I'm wandering back and forth. But I might just do this and let those two work together. What do you think, right? Hopefully that stuff will stay. There's a lot of black in here. Like the purple, the water is, I don't know if you can tell, but the water is almost clear on the purple. So that's almost dyed into it. But the black I have a lot of. So we'll just push that black right up to the purple. That's cool. All right. And I'll leave some of this, just a faint blend in the middle there. Why is it still boiling? What the heck am I doing? Oh, this one's got to go lower. Okay. You can tell I don't know how to cook either. All right, there's a lot of black, so we're going to just let that sit. But this should look cool. I don't know. Well, we'll see, you know. It's going to be a lot of white in there. I'm not happy with the purple. I'm not going all the way through. But I think the black went all the way through. Looks it that way. Looks like the black went all the way through. I'm going to pull that black. Actually, the black almost looks purple on the top there. Or maybe what I could do is flip these over so that the black will be into the purple. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing ever. I just kind of glide through life. But I don't like the fact that the purple didn't strike on the bottom. And that's almost clear there. Like, I don't know if you can see how it didn't strike on the bottom of that? So we got to remedy that. What should we do? This is one hang here. Oh, okay. I know. I'm going to do this. Again, unconventional tutorials. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I don't know if this is smart or not. But that looks like those pieces here. Instead of flipping it, I'm going to just sprinkle the purple underneath, hopefully, and then put it down on it. Will that work? We'll find out. Then grab the next section, lift it, put the purple underneath. Let's see if that'll do that. And then this part here, same. Come on, purple. And then put it on top. Instead of flipping it over, right? I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. Who knows? It may work. So now what I've done, if you've seen, instead of flipping everything over, I just lifted it up, put the dye on the water, and then dropped it back down. So we'll see if that works. It's all experimental. How are we on the black? We still have a lot of black. Yeah, there's still a lot of black. Can you see the black in there? And some of the purple. Let's see how the purple's doing. Yeah, that's very purpley. So hopefully that is getting the yarns underneath there, the strands underneath there. And I don't want to mush it too much because then the hanks will get all tangled. So I'm just trying to go in between and separate it so that the dye will hopefully go in there. This one is almost joined. I actually like that. I wonder if I can. All right. Yeah, it's hot, but not too bad. I'm going to lift it up, or maybe not. I was trying to get this black to go down a little bit without pouring water all over the place. All right, I have no idea how long this is supposed to stay in here. And the black oh, there's a lot of black here. So let's see if we can pull that into there. All right, so all you, you know, Thris and Melissa and any other dyers that might be watching, please tell me all the things I'm doing wrong. Constructive criticism is always appreciated. Criticism, on the other hand, keep it to yourself. But if it's constructive, I'll take it any day of the week. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention that this particular yarn that I'm using also has the glimmer in it. So I'm hoping that that's going to make it even more. I could see the glimmer as I'm doing this. And there's still an awful lot of black on this side. Let's try to nice. Oh no! Look at that! Look at all the plain in the middle. Oh, not liking that. All right. Let's see. What are we gonna do? What do we do next? And it's all absorbed. It's got water in it. So let's squish it. I don't know. So there's going to be some definite plain spots, because look at, alright, so I did something totally wrong. Oh yeah, and all of them. Too bad that just like the top part wasn't the good part. I guess I'm going to have to flip them. All right. Well, let's try that. Let's try it. Where's the first hank? That's the first hank, and we're going to turn it around, hopefully. Oh, if you could see the glimmer, oh my gosh, it's really pretty. All right, so let's get the first hank around. Then we'll grab the second hank, hopefully. Turn that around. All right, kind of open that up a little bit. And then the third hank. Hope you're enjoying this. I am, and that's really all that matters. Because I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing, and if you're enjoying watching what I'm doing, everybody's happy. If not, you have the right to turn it off. All right, so that, okay, so now we got the other side, and I'm going to kind of try to spread it out as best I can to be able to sprinkle more in there. All right, so what were we doing? Oh, jet black. Let's put a little more. Again, don't do this without a respirator. It's going to put a little more black. I found when I started doing this kind of stuff, I did this with just wool roving because I made dreadlocks. And then started doing this with the yarn, but I basically made dreadlocks, you know, sets of them so you can do your hair. And it's a little bit different. It takes a little different. But I will say that black was the hardest, is the hardest, for me anyway, to get pure black. That's always been difficult for me. All right, so we flipped them over. Let's see, push that die down. And hopefully it joins in the middle like that. That's really pretty. And I don't mind some lighter spots. That's going to be cool looking. But I don't want it primarily to be light. And I could see definitely lighter spots in here and darker spots. But again, I'm not mad at that. And there's a lot of black. Okay, so we're going to let this just kind of hang out. And we joined it in the middle, so it's going to be a transition of just really pretty dark colors. All right, I'm going to do this without wetting this hank, okay? So let's see, can I move you up here? Let's move the, oops, sorry, bouncing you around. All right, so I think I'm done with the purple and the black. And we're just going to put them on top of one another like how I store them. And bring them over here. Because I want to pull you over. Just hold your breath. All right, is that a little better? Sorry about the wobblies. All right, so on this one, which we have it boiling now, and we don't want that. Let's turn it down. I put a little ecru in there. So I'm going to hold this in half. I'm going to just dip. And it may not take much of the ecru because this is already ecru actually. So we're going to dip the ecru in there. And I have this pot here for a reason, and you'll see why. All right. Yeah, it's taking a little. It's either taking or just because the yarns is wet. I don't know. Can you see the difference? The yarn is wet, so that might be why it's doing that. But let's put a pretty decent chunk in there. Okay, let that sit for a hot sec. Gotta move this closer for what I'm hoping I'm going to be doing. It made sense in my brain, so we'll see what happens. All right, so now, picking that out, I'm going to drop that in here and hopefully not set that on fire. I'm going to add a little more vinegar. more citrus acid. Again, there's no measurements here. This is just throwing shit in there. All right. Now for some of the chestnut brown. And I don't know if this is going to work. This is something I haven't done. So now I'm going to hold the ecru part. And, oh, I should probably stir that first. Get all that blended up. Now I'm going to hold the ecru part and dip and set the place on fire. And dip the brown in. That's looking cool. Of course, when you rinse it out, a lot of it goes off, but you dip that in there. I just dipped it a little bit so it has more of a transition there. I'm doing this with a dry, again, a dry hank, and then drop it in the bucket. And then the last color will go dark brown. Oh, hey. And also going to add a little bit of vinegar. I don't know if you're supposed to do this. I mean, literally, I don't know. I just feel like you should if you're changing colors. I don't know, it makes sense to me, but then a lot of things make sense to me that don't really make sense. All right, let's stir that. So now we should go to a darker brown. I do dye my table by doing this. All right, now we're taking the next section. I'm going to dip her in. Oh my, let's do this. I set the stuff, the wool on, actually on the burner. This is just a different shade of brown. It's a little darker. I hope you could see her, right? And I still have this. I don't know what to do with that part yet. Let that sit for a hot sec. Yeah, see the difference? And it really did. It soaked up the dye really fast. So we'll let that drain a little bit. And I'm going to pull the ecru off of there. I don't care if the thing gets water on here, because this stove is just flat top. How are we doing here? Oh, come on, really, man? This is pissing me off. It didn't go through to the center. All right, what am I doing wrong, folks? Got a lot of undyed yarn in here. I mean, I didn't really do the dye there, but still. Tops look not as bad. Still a lot of black. Well, let me see. I'm looking at black with black. So that's kind of silly. All right, what do we do with this part? Because that clearly needs dye. And I didn't sprinkle dye in that center part because I was letting it blend. Yeah, you know what? Let's get another color. Let's throw some Kelly green in there. I don't know. Like I said, we're just testing the waters here. And I'm going to try to separate it as I Sprinkle a little bit of Kelly green in there. Probably won't see much of it, but it'll be some. At least it's covering the regular plain stuff a little bit. Hopefully. I hope you could see how it's turning green there. Please, kids, don't do this at home. All right, so we just put a little green in the middle there. And hopefully that'll kind of pick up some of the bare yarn anyway. I don't know. It may or it may not. I mean, like I said, this is really just me screwing around, so I'm not freaking out that it's not coming out right. This is not for anybody. This is just having fun, doing something different. So we'll let that sit. I think maybe put a little more green on this side. All right. Yeah, we'll see if that works. Now, for this, we've got the ecru, brown, and now I have the other end. So do we leave that plain, or do we add another color? It seems to have taken, I mean, of course, when you rinse it, I don't know, but it seems to have taken, and I do have some brown in there a little bit. Do we go to a darker ecru? Yeah, let's do that. Put a little more ecru in there. And again, I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar. A little more citric acid. And all these items here, as you, I'm sure, know, anything that I'm using, this is only for dyeing. Never use anything for dyeing and then use it for food. Big no-no. Because you will get sick. Alright, so this is pretty much cooled off, except for that. Let's just dump this part in. Doing a dip dye. Oh, this is cool because it's going to be darker than just plain ecru because I put, there's a little bit of brown still in there. So this is going to be cool, right? All shades of brown. Wish I did more than one hank now. This should be enough for like a hat, right? I'm going to let that sit in there for a sec. Let's get back to this silliness. I know this is a very long video, but I'm just having fun. So there's still some whites. Ah, see? Still have undyed yarn. Which in the beginning, that's what I wanted, but then I changed my mind. But I'm wondering if it'll be all right to have some that is not dyed. How are we doing on the... Yeah, the border's pretty much almost clear. We still have some green in there, so I'm pressing this down in hopes that that little bit of green that's in there will find its way to the undyed yarn. And we have a little bit of the black. Weird how this section really have a lot more black than the other one. So I'm going to pull that up and maybe get that black to move around a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Even though there's going to be some, oh my, going to be some undyed. Look, now I'm freaking out. There's a lot that didn't take. What the heck am I doing wrong? That's almost white. Maybe it'll be all right, right? I don't know. No. Like, look, there's a whole section there that, you know, it looks like it's colored here, but when you rinse it out, it's going to be probably just white. I guess that's all right. I'm not going to fret over it. All right, so let's see. Yep, that grabbed most of it. Cool. Let it drain. This is going to be a nice hank. I might do more of these. I'm going to put it in a circle and show you. Look. Isn't that pretty? All the different color browns. Disregard that. That's just crystals that didn't dissolve. All right, so I'm going to put you back on pause. This is like a million years long here. And I will cool all this off and rinse it all off. This is the fun part, rinsing this stuff. Just like making the dreadlocks, like the rolling and, you know, felting it all is the time-consuming part. All right, I'm going to put you on pause, and then we'll see what we're doing. All righty, be right back. I'm making sure I'm hitting the right button here. All right, so they're not dry yet, but here is the ecru into browns. And then I did ecru with a little bit of brown left in there. So that's that end. And then these, I'm not mad at them. I mean, you do have a little bit of white, but it's not pure. There's some shade of color. And look at can you see the glitter in there? Oh my God, the glitter is so, I mean, it's showing up lighter. I mean, what I'm seeing is way darker. Like this looks really white, but it's not. So the colors are a little lighter on the camera than they are for me. Oh, hey Ray, purple, green, and black with glitter. Wish you could see the glitter better. Can you see the glitter? Look at all that. That's so cool. This is really black. On here it looks gray, but here it's really black. Maybe if I show it outside, it'll look better. When it dries, it'll look better too. But these are still damp. But yeah, when I'm, you know, it's gorgeous out today. Yeah, literally it's like 70 degrees out today, and then it's supposed to snow tonight. So, you know, who knows? But anyway, that's 4 skeins. I'm really digging the brown one. I'm going to do more dips. I wished I knew what kind of base that was, because that really, I put that in the dip dry, and it just sucked up the dye. So I'm really super stoked about that. Then these look almost like astrological, right? Yeah. I'm not mad at those. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to put them outside to dry, and then we'll see how they look after that. All right, so I'm going to turn this off because that's going to take a while for them to dry. And then maybe I'll just post a picture of them on the thumbnail. Cool. Hey, thanks, guys. Have a yarnolicious day. I might just do some more yarn. I don't dye more yarn. I may or may not. All righty. Talk to you later. Have a yarnolicious day, like I said, and bye-bye. All right, addition is that I found 4 more hanks of this brown, the hank that I used that brown in when I went upstairs. So I am going to do my best to try to recreate this brown hank, and then there'll be plenty to use. I don't know how many yards is in it, but it looks like, I don't know, what do you think? Excuse my hands from being in the water, and filthy stuff. Like all you dyers know, and artists, your hands are always dirty. But that looks like a 4 weight. But yeah, so we're going to try to recreate that. If anything, these 4 will be all right, and that one will be the odd man out. But I'm going to really do my best to try to recreate that. So I just thought I'd add that on here, because I'm not ready to leave the kitchen dyeing. I have a million other things to do, but I'd rather do this. Alrighty, I'll let you know how this turns out.